Hello, Blackhawks Nation. Welcome to the Blackhawks Daily, your favorite recap of the daily buzz around your Chicago Blackhawks. I'm your host, PJ Benoit. Thank you so much for tuning in as we uplift, support, and celebrate our beloved Hawks, jumping into their very fun so far centennial season. If you're new here, welcome. Glad you're here. If you haven't already, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button. Would love to have you along as we grow this awesome community together. It's fantastic. So we've got our top 4 topics of today. Let's dive into those, shall we? So tonight, the Blackhawks are heading up north, face the Winnipeg Jets at the Canada Life Center. And this one's got all kinds of storylines. So we're going to break it down, what to look for, what this game can tell us about where the Blackhawks stand right now. So first off, it's one that we talked about before. Let's get this marked on the calendar. It's a big one for the Jets and former Blackhawks captain Jonathan Toews. He's skating against Chicago for the first time since leaving the organization, returning home to Winnipeg. He's spoken openly about how watching Chicago's young core come up feels strange because the team looks different but wears the same jerseys. So, yeah, there's emotion, but also no extra sentiment for Chicago. Toews is focused, as he always is, Captain Serious. He's healthy, thank God. He's ready, and he'll bring his game. So we got to expect some extra energy, especially from Winnipeg early on. And we're kind of the underdog in this one, right? The odds are stacked against us. Winnipeg is a good team. They're the heavy favorite. The Jets bring the home side, and they're looking strong. We enter as the underdog, but that's exactly where we want them, right? We got them where we want them. The Blackhawks are, we're flying under the radar for the most part, even though we're starting to make a lot of noise, letting the youth and pace surprise the opposition. So if Chicago can match tempo, win key battles, and stay disciplined, there's a chance this game could be a statement. So what are we going to watch out for? Pace and pressure. Winnipeg will try to control the middle of the ice. Think of LA Kings in that terrible time. And force Chicago to make plays. The Hawks need to push the pace. We got to force turnovers, and we got to turn defense into very quick offense. Special teams discipline on the road, especially penalties destroy rhythm. Chicago must minimize avoidable mistakes. No gifting the Jets power play chances, even though our penalty kill's been really good. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Ottawa was one of the best penalty or power play units in the NHL, and we blanked them, right? So our penalty kill is strong, but why risk it? Why give them that opportunity? So no more gifting the Jets power play chances. We got to lean on our young core, obviously, right? Guys like Connor Bedard, Frank Nazar, and the defense core have to show up as they have been. Blashill's got them in line. This is a chance for us to prove to everyone that the rebuild isn't just talk, right? And then there's a mental game. Toews' return will make some headlines. There's some drama in this, right? So Chicago must treat it like just a regular old game. We got to stay focused, shift by shift. Emotion is great, but controlling everything, controlling the pace, controlling our emotions, all of that is better. So what's my prediction? Well, of course, I'm going to say Chicago's going to win. I think we're going to hold our own. I think we're going to keep it close. Maybe it's like a 3-2, 4-3 battle, but more than the result, this game could reveal how serious this group is about moving up. Beating Winnipeg tonight will be a loud signal, of course. Losing, it's not a terrible setback, but we got to use it as a moment to learn. If Winnipeg has the experience and the home support, Chicago has the youth, speed, and ambition. This is your mix for a very compelling night of hockey. So, will the Hawks steal one on the road, or will the Jets spoil the party? Either way, we're watching progress, we're watching growth, and we're watching Chicago build real time. So, go Hawks tonight. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. As usual, your comments are fantastic, and your commentary is always welcome. But going into that, let's really talk about how big this game is, right? It's not just about going against Winnipeg. It's not just another date on the calendar. I asked you to mark it for a reason. It's bigger because it's Jonathan Toews night, right? And whether the schedule says so or not, the former captain is about to face the Blackhawks for the very first time in a different sweater, and it's bringing up a lot of emotion for fans, for both organizations, and also for Taves himself, right? So it's the return of number 19. As Mark Lazarus of The Athletic shared, Taves comes into this one in a good place. Thank God, right? Healthy, confident, genuinely excited to be back in his hometown, which is awesome. After 2 years away from the game, dealing with chronic inflammatory response syndrome and long COVID, he's made it back and he's playing for his hometown Winnipeg Jets. And even though he's all in on the Jets, Taves admitted he still keeps a close eye on Chicago. When he talks about the rebuild, he says we, and you can feel how deep that connection still runs. You can take the captain out of Chicago, but you can't take Chicago out of the captain. What really stands out is how much Taves has grown personally. He's talked openly about his time away, that it kind of forced him to slow down, to stay grounded and appreciate the game in a new way. Back in the day, he was known for his intensity. A guy who would take a bad shift home with him and actually lose sleep over it. Now, he says he's learned to let go of the frustration and focus just on gratitude. He's not chasing numbers or milestones anymore, just enjoying the chance to play the game again, which is awesome. Taves made it clear that returning to the Blackhawks wasn't something he seriously considered. The team was moving forward, building around a new core with Connor Bedard, and he himself needed a clean slate, free from the weight of his old role and all the expectations that came with it. So he watched friends and teammates like Kane, Keith, and Seabrook moved on, and he realized it was time for him to do the same. He described it as painful but necessary, the right thing for both sides. And now at 37, Taves is back home in Winnipeg, skating as a middle six center with 2 goals and 3 assists through 9 games. He says he feels healthy, physically and mentally, and genuinely happy to be playing in front of family and friends, fans that have embraced him, and he's soaking it all in. Tonight's game is going to be strange for him, seeing the Blackhawks jersey on the other bench, playing against a team that defined his career. But this isn't a sad story, it's a reflective one. Taves has come full circle, grateful for where he's been and where he's going. And so when the puck drops tonight in Winnipeg, remember, it isn't just about who wins or loses, it's about legacy, resilience, and truly one of the greatest captains in franchise history finding peace with the next chapter. And if you're watching tonight, take a second to appreciate it, right? Because seeing Jonathan Taves healthy, smiling, and back on the NHL ice is something every Hawks fan should be grateful for. And I am, and I know you guys are true fans. I know you'll be happy for him as well. One thing that he said that I thought was really interesting was that he mentioned the fact that after a game, he's actually going home to where not just his nuclear family, but other family and friends are waiting for him, his parents and all that. It's kind of cool. Right? So it's something that he hasn't had in his professional career, and now he gets to enjoy that. God bless him. I just wish nothing but the best for the old captain. And, I hope that, I hope he has a fantastic night. I hope we win, but I hope he has a great night, and I hope that he feels good about his effort on the ice, and I'm hoping for a great night. So, moving on from there, we got some good news, and we got some bad news. So I'll start with the bad news first. It's really not that bad news. I'm traveling to LA, so no Blackhawks Daily tomorrow on Friday. I'm there Thursday. Yeah, sorry. I'm there basically through Sunday, right? So going to the Steamy LitCon with my wife, Kara. She's a romance author, as you guys know, and she's written 40 books. And so it's actually a lot of fun. I get to kind of hang out and sit back and bask in her light because there are fans flying in from all over the world to meet all their famous romance authors, and she's in that pack. And so it's really, really cool. So if you ever want to check out her work, it's karatheauthor.com. And you can spell with her name's spelled with a C, but you can spell with a K as well. But it doesn't matter. karatheauthor.com. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm excited about that. But that means nothing on Friday for you guys, Blackhawks wise, which is a shame because I want to be able to celebrate the victory against Winnipeg, right? And then I will be back on Monday for us to celebrate the upcoming win against the Oilers. See what I'm doing? I'm projecting here. But now I'm going to give you some good news. I'm giving you some quick hits on things that I would normally cover more in depth. but at least we can get some interesting tidbits out there to keep you satisfied until next week. So let's unpack a few key storylines as we roll out of that big Frozen Frenzy win against Ottawa and look ahead for the road trip. So, several things to talk about. Connor Bedard, the fire is clearly burning. This is a man possessed. He is a new player this year, right? He's playing like he's a man on a mission right now. You can feel that edge in his game. If he gets slashed, he's dishing it right back. If he gets tripped, he pops up, chases the puck. And when he finds even a sliver of daylight, something special happens. Against Ottawa, it was a perfect stage, a national spotlight game on Frozen Frenzy night. And Bedard, first hat trick, 50th point, 4 points in the game. Obviously, he did freaking fantastic. We all know he's not a finished product yet, but he's 20 years old, and every game reminds us why he's the centerpiece of this rebuild. Holy crap, he's got a future. So glad he's in a Blackhawks sweater. Let's talk about Nazar, right? We shouldn't sleep on him either. He's obviously having a great year so far. He was outstanding. He scored a shorthanded goal and added an assist against Ottawa, all while spending nearly 4 minutes killing penalties. And the Hawks killed all 4 of Ottawa's power plays, as we talked about, against the number 2, I thought they were number 1, the number 2 ranked power play in the entire NHL. Without Ilya Mikheyev in the lineup, Nazar stepped into a much bigger penalty kill role, and he thrived. He's got that speed and tenacity, and man, can he flip the ice, right? It's that kind of versatility that's going to earn him big minutes as the season goes on. Speaking of Mikheyev, Jeff Blashill said that he'll travel with the team on this 6-game swing, and they're hopeful he's actually going to play tonight against Winnipeg. So, but still officially day-to-day. And then, of course, one of the ones we were worried about, Tyler Bertuzzi, well, he returned from his injury. He was day-to-day against Ottawa, but he jumped in. In fact, he didn't ease, and he went in both skates, immediately jumped into the mix when things got chippy. Blashill called him a foxhole guy, the kind of player teammates love going into battle with. That kind of leadership matters. It really just does. So glad to see that he's back at it. We've talked a lot about Nick Lardis and his insane AHL start, but also got to give a little love to Oliver Moore as well. Moore is tied with Lardis for the AHL lead with 6 goals. And then he also added an assist against the Wolves earlier this week. Both of these guys are forcing Chicago's front office to start thinking seriously about call-ups sooner than expected. Love that kind of stuff. NHL insider Frank Saravelli dropped a couple of nuggets on Chicago Sports Network pregame show. He mentioned that Bedard and Nazar are both pretty long shots to make our respective Olympic teams. But Nazar actually has a stronger shot to crack Team USA's roster. And then Saravelli also updated us on Bedard's contract situation. There's not much there, right? There's no rush for an extension right now, but the door isn't closed on it happening this season. So I promised you I was going to let you know if I heard anything. I heard that. So there you have it. I also mentioned earlier about Roman Kanserov. He is tearing it up in the KHL. He's got, so the 2023 second rounder has 13 goals and 21 points in 20 games, leading the KHL in goals and ranking 4th overall in points, and he's 21 years old. So can't wait for him to come over too. So what does all this mean, all these quick tidbits? The Blackhawks are quietly stacking positives, right? Our stars are producing, the young core is contributing, and the prospect pipeline looks loaded as ever. Bedard's fire, Nazar's versatility, and the development of players like Moore and Kanserov all point to one thing: the team's future is coming fast. So that's awesome. And lastly, we got some couple quick comments from you awesome people. We got JDW Bikes, a new commenter. He says, Hawks are rolling. Love the show. Keep up the great content. Thank you very much, sir. Moved away from Chicago. Miss hearing about the Hawks. Glad I found your channel. I'm glad you found our channel too. If you know any other Hawks expatriates, send them on over here. Would love to have them as part of our unit. And thank you for your contribution, sir. And then, of course, Lester 701, the commander. Hello, repeat offender, as we like to call anyone who contributes more than once on the old comment section. Hello, PJ. And despite a slight lapse in the second period, it was a great game. Connor Bedard, he's talking about the game against Ottawa. Connor Bedard, what an explosive game. His first NHL hat trick. Congrats to Nick Foligno and all the other players on their milestones. Did not realize that if a player tripped on an empty net breakaway, it's an automatic goal, which is true. Yeah, see the things that we learn. But, I mean, yeah, it's a rule. It doesn't come up very often, but once you know about it totally makes sense, right? So, yeah, that's a rule. Looking forward to the 6-game road trip games, and go Blackhawks. Thank you, Lester, as always. So, I'll be in LA. It's going to be hot out there. It's like 84 degrees like every day, I think, or something like that. But I'll be thinking of you guys, and I'll be thinking about the Hawks. And I know you'll be thinking about the Hawks, and I'll be celebrating Winnipeg, and I'll be celebrating the Oilers. I do love the Oilers sweaters, though. That's one of my favorite sweaters. But I just can't wait for us to talk on Monday about the 2 wins we've had on the road so far. And that's a wrap for today, Blackhawks Nation. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like and subscribe. If you are subscribed, thank you very, very much for your support and for sharing about the channel with all your friends and family and neighbors. Get them all in here. The more the merrier. If you made a comment, thank you for sharing your thoughts, expertise, and your passion about the Hawks with us all. And if you're a repeat offender in the comments section, thank you so much for your contributions. Absolutely an honor building this community with you. Seriously, I love it. It makes my every day. It really does. Thanks to you all as we celebrate the very best team in hockey. Maybe not record-wise yet, but you know we're building something great. With the very best fans in all of sports, no one beats Chicago fans. No one. And, celebrating the absolute best city in the world. There is no place like Chicago, and we're just living in luxury, right? Chicago's the best team. Or sorry, not only the best team, Chicago's the best city in the world by far, bar none. So, thank you for being a part of all this. That does it for now. I am PJ, and we will see you next time on Monday on the Blackhawks Daily.